Hey guys, Tyler here. Gables and I finally recorded again for the first time in a few weeks, but unfortunately we had some audio issues. So I want to start off by saying sorry for that. Rearranged the living room, so I had to rearrange the computer, and I hooked up the mic wrong, and obviously I fixed it now, but it's going to sound kind of bad in these podcasts. But since we were gone for a few weeks, we had a lot to talk about. We both been gaming a lot, and a lot of stuff just happened in gaming. So we went really long, so we decided to break this up into two podcasts. Oddly enough, I'm releasing the second half of that podcast first. Not the first time I've done it, but just we didn't plan on going long, and we started off by deciding to do the news first, um, and talking about like the Nintendo Direct, things like that. And then the second part that'll come out here in a couple of days. I'll probably release it at the beginning of the week, like Monday or Tuesday or something like that. Um, we'll go over basically why we haven't recorded the last few weeks and everything we've been playing in that time. So once again, apologize for the audio issues. I'm happy to be back, and I hope you guys enjoy the show despite the audio issues. Thanks.
But Gables, we have a plethora of topics to talk about. Let's start off with some of the bigger stuff. The bigger one, actually, the biggest one. Nintendo Direct. We had it out on Thursday. So about 40 minutes, pretty long extra life, Jesus Christ. Nintendo Direct, for what we're used to usually, 20, 30 minutes or so. This one was about 40. I don't have it in order this time, so I took pretty much everything I talked about. So I'm just going to run through everything I talked about. We'll talk about it piece by piece at the end. So we had Super Nintendo games were officially announced, but I think we all assume that's coming. There's a controller coming as well for $30 you can buy for it. There's going to be 20 games that start. Let me pull up the list real fast. I had it in front of me. It's loading. Here it is. So it's out now. It came out on Friday. Friday. No, Thursday. Sorry. But the games that launch are Brawl Brothers, Demon's Crest, Joe and Mac 2, Lost in the Tropics, Kirby's Dream Land 3, Star Fox, Super Earth Defense Force, Super Mario Kart, Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, Super Puyo 2, Super Tennis. I can say Puyo 2 if I say it slow. Breath of Fire, F-Zero, Kirby's Dream Course, Pilot Wings, Stunt Race FX, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Super Mario World, Super Metroid, Super Soccer, Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. So those were announced. Those are out now if you want to play them. Next, we also had Terry from Fatal Fury is joining Smash. He's coming out this November. They also announced that there's the 5 characters from the DLC pack that's out now since launch. Terry is the 4th one of the 5, but they announced there's going to be more characters in development, so it's probably going to be a DLC pack 2 you can buy if you want to. Banjo-Kazooie is out now for Smash. Tokyo Mirage Sessions, which was a Wii U game, is being brought over to the Switch. It's coming out January 17th of next year. The shocker, I think, of the whole press conference, or not press conference, but direct, was Deadly Premonitions 2. It's coming out next year, but also on top of that, the first game is being ported over to the Switch. It's out now. Assassin's Creed Rebel Collection, which is actually just Assassin's Creed 4 and Rogue, comes out December 6th. Overwatch, which was leaked a few weeks ago, but was kind of confirmed a couple hours for the direct, is out October 15th, and it's going to be $40. Game Freaks, it was called Town, is now officially called Little Town Hero, is out October 16th. Doom 64 is out November 22nd. Super Kirby Clash, which is a free-to-start game, is out now. It's a 4-player co-op game, up to 4-player co-op game. It's with over 100 levels. Looks like a boss rush kind of game. That's out now if you want to start it. Animal Crossing New Horizons, we got a bunch of gameplay on that. Xenoblade Chronicles was the big reveal at the end. That was a Wii game. It's going to be brought over to the Switch. It's coming out next year. Then we got a big final push for Mario and Sonic, the Olympics game, which is out today on Friday, September 6th. And Daemon X Machina, which is coming out next Friday. And we got a bunch more details on Pokemon Sword and Shield and Luigi Mansion 3. Including we had like a new gameplay mode. I can't remember what it's called for Luigi Mansion 3. 1 second, let me pull it up. Oh, it's called Screen Park, which is like a 2 to 8 player arena style. Like there's battles you can do, there's different mini games you can do, and then in Pokemon Sword and Shield, there's a Pokemon camp where you can play your Pokemon. You can customize. There's a bunch of customizing we can do with your character. You can make curry rice as well, dishes for your Pokemon to eat. And things like that. So a lot of other things were announced, but that's kind of the key things coming out of it.
It was
Gilles,
fairly
what do you think of
solid.
this direct?
it was actually a pretty solid experience and stuff in terms of not only the mass appeal of what games were developed, but there was a lot of shocking, and there was actually a lot of like shocking things that I saw inside there where it's like, what, they're doing this? This is actually a thing that's going to be going on? And I gotta admit, like, while I was watching the direct at home and I was watching Giant Bomb's feed and stuff, and just the looks and surprise, the reactions of, like, Gertzman and, like, Brad Shoemaker when Deadly Premonition 2 was, like, announced, was like, what? Oh, okay. And all of a sudden you see the flash of the cutscenes and stuff. You see one scene where one of the guys was, like, riding a jet's, like, a freaking, like, motorboat or something like that. Okay. But, that was a major surprise to me because Deadly Premonition is like one of those cult classic games to where people had a actually grew with a much bigger like appreciation of the game over the past over the following years since its release. It wasn't critically acclaimed as much, but yeah, you got guys like Jim Sterling that just rave about that game, and like other gamers and stuff that love to play it. And then seeing a Switch exclusive sequel, that's just crazy to me. But
Mm-hmm.
other than that, the Terry Bogard announcement, I really felt like that was a well done trailer. People are lukewarm upon like a Terry Bogard. Actually, as a result, it was hilarious that a lot of people on Twitter and even on the live stream chats and stuff from Nintendo were just like, "What? Like, wait, what the hell? What's an SNK?" There was things of that. It's like, who's this? Who's that? It's like, Terry Bogard from the Fatal Fury game series of Neo Geo. I love it how like they start off the trailer. It's like they have this whole like chart and stuff, all the Nintendo systems. You go from the Switch and all the way back. It looked like it's gonna go to the NES or something like that, but all of a sudden it just panders to the Super Nintendo and it switches to Neo Geo. I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. What's this gonna be? Is it gonna be King of Fighters or is it gonna be Metal Slug? And then it's like I look and I see the whole like the card and everything else, like all this like pixel art and stuff, and I gotta admit, I gotta give SNK some credit because they went all out for this announcement trailer. They had animated sprites and all these various reactions. I think one of my favorite ones throughout the favorite moments throughout that entire trailer, it's like the fighters go through, they try to grab the letter, and all of a sudden you just see their hand just like twitch, like, oh god. My favorite is when like one of the main antagonists of like I think it was either King of Fighters or something like that, Geese, goes through and he tries to jump and try to get the letter, but all of a sudden he falls out of fucking 20-story building down below. I'm like, oh my god. But yet, dude, Terry Bogard as a fighter inside of Smash Brothers, why not? That dude has been around for such a long time as a part of like the SNK games. Like Fatal Fury is a series that he originally debuted. King of Fighters is where most gamers know him from. But oh my gosh, yeah, that was such a well done trailer, well done announcement for that. And plus, we're gonna get more fighters. But what's kind of funny is the biggest reaction I saw wasn't necessarily for Terry Bogard announcement, but more so for Sans from Undertale as like a little as like a me character outfit, and then like I think it was like Megalovania or something like that. That musical sound by Toby Fox, and being a part of that game and stuff, and then Sakurai just name dropping Toby Fox, and it's like, you know what? Yeah, I hung out with Toby Fox, man. We were just playing this and that. And it's like just kind of like this. It's just kind of like a bragging sort of nudge or something that Sakurai just like doing it. So I'm like, oh, I see what you did there, man. That's kind of crazy. But other than that, though, there was some fun stuff. I mean, I already know I'm going to play Luigi's Mansion. I already know I'm going to play Zelda. The Pokemon games, hey, it's pretty much a set bet that I'm going to at least play through one of them. But in terms of surprises, you had Deadly Premonition 2. I do love the fact that Doom 64 is coming on Switch. I mean, that was pretty awesome. I've never played that game, and I really feel like I want to play it. But I'm really surprised by the Switch ports for Tokyo Mirage Session and for Xenoblade Chronicles. Both of those games I would not have pegged being remade on the Switch, one Tokyo Mirage Sessions, even though I've had personal interest in trying to secure the Wii U copy, which which by the way, the count for Wii U games now that haven't been made into like ported to Switch is now like literally like a handful from first party perspective. But that was one of the last games I was planning on buying for the Wii U back like around a year ago, just to close out the system. Then I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want to pay $40 for this. Then by the time it finally dropped down to a price at GameStop, it was already sold. Like, oh fuck. But yeah, that plus the 2012 game Xenoblade Chronicles. That game, oh man, I've tried playing that game on the Wii. I have the game on my 3DS. I've tried like at least playing them and stuff, but I just kind of feel like it's just going to work the best for me just playing it on the Switch, because I do not want to get out my Wii. I don't want to freaking try to play an RPG that's like over 100 something hours right now with a freaking analog stick or whatever plugging into a controller. But I'm glad that that's going to be coming out like later down the line. I didn't even have a chance to try out its sequel. I didn't even have a chance really to finish Xenoblade Chronicles X on the Wii U. But that's just the thing, man. It's like there's only so many multiple multiple hours of an RPG I can actually spend without like going, okay, I'm done with this slog. Time to go into something else. But yeah, pretty solid direct. Loved what was announced. Fun surprises, and man, that Super Nintendo stuff, man, I was playing through some of that yesterday. Like I was playing through Mario World, testing out the save states and everything. I'm like, oh man, I know I've beaten most of these games, but man, it feels so good just to play Super Nintendo games on my Switch. So how did you feel about it?
There wasn't anything like, I think it was a really good direct overall, but at the same time, there wasn't anything that blew me away. It was a lot of things that I think we knew more details than that. But I never felt
Well, yeah, exactly.
bored during this press conference or direct, except for the Animal Crossing part that kind of bored me a little bit. But I thought overall it was pretty good. Like the stuff that was kind of like mid-tier stuff they didn't spend a lot of time on. Kind of going through it step by step. I thought the Super Nintendo games we assumed it was going to be coming for a long time now, and there's been leaks forever now with there was the Super Nintendo controller coming. I've seen the games list, and the fact that it's already out now is great. I can't wait to check some of those games out and play them on my Switch, especially Super Mario World. Terry from Fatal Fury, that's cool. I've been really disappointed as a overall. I think with the Smash DLC characters announced, not from, I don't know how, I haven't played them at all, any of them, but I just as far as characters that I'm excited to play as, I just not into any of them. And the fact they're going to make more DLC characters excites me. Gives me hope that there's only one left in this DLC pack. Gives me hope that Doom guy.
Better Master Chief. You never know.
Please God no, just give me Doom guy. Just call it good. But Banjo out now. That's great. I figured it's coming soon. I figured it sometime this month, but Shadow dropping it was cool. Tokyo Mirage Sessions was one of the few Wii U exclusives I didn't play, but it's just not my type of game. But that's cool. That's gonna be brought over. We're definitely running low on Wii U games I can port over, so that tells me that.
Oh my god, that's the big one. That's one of the last big ones. It's like with that, Woolly World. I want to say the Wonderful 101. That's another one. Those three games, those are the ones that are what I feel is going to be driving the edge of whether or not I want to sell off the Wii U or not.
Yeah. I got rid of my Wii U a long time ago when, oddly enough, I got more money trading in there.
You know what? Nintendo's done
enough.
It's like Nintendo's done a freaking great job in terms of getting people uninterested in the Wii U as a legacy console because they keep porting every single thing.
Yeah.
Almost every single first-party game they released on that system to the Switch, besides 3D World and others.
Yeah. So that's cool. That it's coming over. Deadly Premonition 2 being announced was a jaw dropper. It's kind of one of those cult classics, but it's a Deadly Premonition 1 was like a really bad game, but there's like a cult following behind it for some reason. But I played it. It was not great. I didn't just couldn't follow, just couldn't like it. But for the people that want a second one or want to play, or they missed out on the first one, you got a chance to play it now. Assassin's Creed Rebel Collection. Rogue was like the only one I've beaten of the main stories ones, outside of the one that came out last year in Egypt, and I heard it's terrible. Assassin's Creed 4 is a great game, but it's been out for like 8 years now, so 6 years now, 7 years, I don't know how long, but it's been out for a while now. It's not the best way to play it on. If you can get cheaper and find better ways to play it somewhere else. Overwatch coming out. 40. I'm glad it's only $40. That's awesome. It's been out for like over 3 years now. That's great. It's coming to it, but it would be nice if it cross. You can take your characters from other. You can't do it with any other ones, but it'd be great if there's a way to like bring your progression over to other ones, and also
crossplay online is probably a big
It'd be great
thing
to have that, but.
You know.
Yeah, but they don't do it with anything else. I think PC crosses over with Xbox, the PC crosses with PS4. But other than that, they don't have that. I don't know. It's been out for a few years now. It feels like if you really want to play Overwatch, you'd play it by now, but it's coming to it, so that's cool. I think that Game Freak's game, the Little Town Hero,
it does
that game
look
looks absolutely boring to me.
I gotta be quite honest with you, I wasn't really too impressed with what I saw in the trailer. I like the fact they're trying new things, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, this is not fairly interesting.
No, not at all. So I think I about fell asleep in that part. Super Kirby Clash. It's cool. Shadow drop that game. It's great. Free to start. I'm curious. I haven't heard anything about it since it came out though. Like I haven't seen anything on Twitter or anything like that. I haven't really looked into it to be fair, but I haven't heard any buzz or anything about it. So I'm curious people are thinking about it. The Animal Crossing New Horizons. I just don't care about Animal Crossing at all. Like I respect that it's a great game. People love it. There's a big following behind it. It's just not a good game to like show off to people. Like it's like it'd be like doing like a 5 minutes trailer for gameplay trailer for Sims. It's just like it's just not a great game to like show off. It's not gonna like there's no like cool moments or anything great you can show off. Like I don't think in that game. So, but the people that really want to play the game are already gonna buy that game, I think. And I feel like if you're trying to get new followers to check the game out, it's not a good way to show it off. At least to the mass, the main population of people. Xenoblade Chronicles coming 2020. That's awesome. I know that game's a little behind it. It's just not a game I'm into. And then there's this weird like back to back with Mario and Sonic Olympics game, and then the Daemon X Machina. Like Mario and Sonic came out today. Daemon X Machina comes out next Friday. And those games, like as far as like console exclusives go for Nintendo Switch, these are like the lowest two on that fucking like that spectrum as far as like buzz.
I've heard next
and
to
people talking
nothing in
about them.
terms of like
Like,
say
I feel like
build up or anything for either one of those games.
Yeah, like Mario and Sonic's out today. I haven't seen any reviews about it. Anybody talking about it online today? The Next Machina comes out next week. I haven't heard anything about that either. They've done a good job of pushing it and showing it off at a lot of directs over the last year or so. I just don't feel like there's a lot of buzz behind that game. Like Astral Chain was announced at E3 3 months ago, and that game had more buzz and was excitement going around it. And the game came out 2 weeks ago. I feel like that game, maybe if Astral Chain had just come out, maybe there'd be more excitement for Daemon X Machina. I know they're different games, but they're kind of similar in the anime style. That maybe it's kind of hurt that game quite a bit. Yeah, I feel like these two games are going to come and go really fast, barring any like, especially for Daemon X Machina. Unless the game comes out with exceptional reviews, I feel like these two games are just going to come and go, and that it's going to be over really quickly. Like the audience that wants to play them is going to play them, and that's it. And then the Pokemon Sword and Shield stuff and Luigi Mansion 3 stuff. Luigi Mansion 3, I'm more excited for. There's not a lot you can do to like. The more you show about the one more it's like you got bitches hurting my excitement for that game than me wanting to play the game more than I already do. As someone that wants to play Luigi Mansion game, a real core Luigi Mansion game since GameCube launch. So, there's not a lot you can do to make me more excited for that game. Pokemon Sword and Shield, my excitement level for that interest level in that is very low. So, Yeah, I thought overall it was a really good. It was a really good. I mean, I was fairly negative toward that stuff, but I feel like overall, like as a director, it flew really quickly for 40 minutes. The stuff I'm interested in, which there just was a lot to me.
Oh, yeah.
Doom 64, I'm pumped for. And then the fact it comes out on the same day as Doom Eternal. That's one bummer. Like, I wish it came out before that or something like that, but I got plenty of games to play. But that's a game I definitely want to check out because that's the only Doom game outside of Doom 3 that I haven't beaten. So I definitely want to check that out when it comes out. And that's the only one I really played either. I played a handful of it when I was a kid, but I was a young dumb kid, so I didn't really understand. I wasn't very good at Doom. So yeah, but
Okay.
give you 1 minute, Gills, okay?
All right.
All right, I'm back. Sorry, I was supposed to take meat out like an hour ago, and I totally spaced it. So, whoopsie. All right, put a little gap in here though, and go on to the next topic.
Okay.
All right, Gales, we'll move on to the next topic here. Nintendo released this weird, like, 90-second trailer, like, today, this morning, or last night, for this new fitness device, and they're going to talk more about it next week on, I think, on the 12th.
I haven't
have you
personally
seen
seen it,
this
though,
trailer
but
yet?
I've heard a little bit of rumblings about the supposed, like, new exercise thing. And, yep, leaving Nintendo, not even a few years removed from their attempts to do other types of health-related stuff like We Fit You and all this other stuff. You know, it's like, okay, they're at it again.
Yeah, so I watched it. It's like super weird. Like it shows like people like all like in Dallas and in Tokyo and Vancouver and fucking wherever. Like with these weird like one's like a ring that like you put a Joy-Con and the other one's like a strap that you like you actually like
Yeah.
velcros to like your leg or your arm or something like that. And like people like doing Pilates or doing like yoga type moves, things like that. This and so they're gonna announce more on December 12th. There's no name. It just says I think it's like the next Nintendo device or something like that. The new experience for Nintendo Switch, it's called. But yeah, it's supposed to be. Gables, I don't know. what the fuck? Like it feels like we're almost back. It's not as, I mean, obviously we're getting great games, which was a big issue with the Wii, with like first party. Like there was like a great game every like maybe once a year or something like that, maybe two if you're lucky. Um, but yeah, there was like that was the major issue, was like we're gonna always like Nintendo being super weird. It's like, here's a Wii Fit game,
Right.
here's another Wii Sports game. It's like they're just doing all kinds. They're just doing whatever they can because they could. And I feel like we're
Yep.
kind of at that point right now, and we're definitely there. Like, was it last year or 2 years ago when they announced Nintendo Labo? It's like we're just selling people. We're just selling cardboard now. And we're still selling cardboard and still selling fairly well. It sounds like. And now it seems like we're just doing the Wii Fit thing again, but now it's like more motion central and it's gonna be a little better, possibly. But I don't know, Gables. It's hard to say. We'll talk about it more next time, but when we have actual details on it. But what was I don't know, when you heard about this?
Thinking more or
What the fuck are you
less
thinking?
like the Wii Fit balance board and all the other stuff. That's the first thing that comes to mind, especially with the health-related stuff Nintendo's done in the past. They've tried like doing patents on different other types of stuff, like the vitality sensor and everything else. Things that they had initially conceptualized and stuff, but never really paid came into fruition. So I'm kind of wondering if a lot of these ideas that were migrated for some of these past patents actually collaborated to what they're doing with Switch. Because let's be perfectly honest right here, Nintendo's at a position and stuff where they can experiment on something that's incredibly weird and all this other stuff without facing too much either backlash or even like too much like lost cause, like lost money stuff. Let's see, they've done Labo for a little bit of like thing even to this day and stuff that Walmart can't even sell out of. But yeah, we'll know more about it next week. But it's not really too much for me to know until I actually see it for myself.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. I just like hey, like I said, the Switch is doing really great. We're getting all kinds of great games. Um, there's been very few spots where we've had lack of like actual games to play on it. Um, but it's just like this stuff scares me. Gables ever going back? It's like PlayStation 4 is like Sony's been really
Oh
talking a
yeah,
little bit with the PlayStation 4 after we saw what happened after the PS2 going to PS3. It makes you look concerned about PS5. And you're like, man, hopefully they learn a lesson going with the PS3. And it's like,
I could definitely
not
see
so
another
much.
thing like that
And you're kind of getting
happening
there like
though.
now with this. Yeah, and now I'm like, ooh, maybe they're doing the same thing again where they got a little cocky with the Wii, and we're looking at like some of the weird shit they did towards the end of the Wii life cycle and what they did with the Wii U. It's like, ooh, hopefully that doesn't happen. But I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see more when we hear the details on it next Thursday. But moving on to some
Hmm.
non-Nintendo topics, Gables. We're getting new Celeste
Nice.
levels next week. Yes. So actually, it comes out. Let's say
Oh.
on Monday, September 9th. It's gonna be an update that comes out. I don't know if you have to go and like download them or if it's just gonna be an update. But they announced this last year. They wanted to come out with the 1 year anniversary of it, but it kind of got pushed out and got delayed. So it ended up it was supposed to come out in the summer, and then it got pushed out again. But so it's coming out. Chapter 9 officially is what it is. It's called Farewell, the chapter. Like I said, it comes out on Monday, Monday or Tuesday. Like I said, it's free.
Ooh.
It adds 100 levels for more than a total of 800 for the game. There's I don't know what levels mean to them because like each chapter wasn't really a level. It's just like a bunch of different screens. So maybe all the screen is a level to them. I don't know. But there's also going to be another 40 minutes of music from the composer Leonard Rain, who I absolutely adore that soundtrack to the game. I literally wake up every morning since I played that game almost a year ago to the song
Uh-huh.
"Awake" from that game. That soundtrack is absolutely beautiful, and I love it. So I don't own a lot of video game soundtracks. I'm like three maybe: Last Guardian, Doom, and then this. So yeah, I'm all for another 40 minutes of content from her. I'm all in for. But yeah, I'm excited to see what people think about this. I think these are going to be some of the harder levels that they've ever made. Um, but I don't know. I mean, I'm definitely gonna check this out eventually. I'm not gonna check this out this week because I got, like I talked about, a plethora of games I still need to play and am currently playing. But I'm pumped for more
Well, yeah,
Celeste. What
obviously,
about
I'm
you,
pumped for
Gables?
some more Celeste as also and stuff, especially with like the bunch of the new levels added and everything else and stuff. Gives me much more reason to go back and play it on top of the already great gameplay, great game stuff.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a lot of fun, I think. But moving on to
All
I think
right.
will be our last topic, Gables. This one's I think this is more of a me topic than you. But Telltale has been revived, kind of. So Telltale Games obviously got shut down last summer, early fall, with no notice. Kind of surprising to a lot of people. It's been revived. A couple of people bought it. LCG Entertainment bought it. The new company will sell some of the. This is from the quote from the article. Will sell some of Telltale's back catalog, and will work on new games based on some of its properties as well as new licenses. They've also said that some of the workers from the original Telltale games will be offered freelance roles, with potential to become full-time positions in the future. So there's been a lot of backlash towards that. It sucks. It's kind of like a temp job where you don't have like no PTO or benefits, things like that. But kind of trying to be positive in it. And it's not going to have a lot of foreign people that made a company great. But maybe those people are still looking for jobs or haven't really found a secure one. Gives them a chance to get back and do the things that a lot of people in Telltale talk about. Like they knew the company was seeking, but they loved it so much that maybe it gives a chance to go back to it. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but maybe it's going back to a former like an ex-girlfriend or something. But yeah, it's great to see that. Hello. I muted it. What's up?
Come on.
Right there.
Is he on there?
Yeah, he's on. I got muted though.
Can you see me?
No, it was okay though. Thanks. We're about good. We're about give me like 10 more minutes. Love you.
Did you get the pizza?
Oh, God. I can actually say stuff.
Gables, I'm here. Don't talk.
Sorry.
You're fine.
Love you.
Love you. Sorry, the bitch is back. I mean, Courtney's back.
God.
Asshole.
That's rude.
Oh my God.
Anyways, give me like put a little gap in here, and I'll finish up. But yeah, it's awesome that people that that came from that company before have a chance to come back to it, and hopefully they got like The Wolf Among Us and Batman still on their as rights to make games for. So hopefully they can come back to that and do that. Like Stranger Things, they're still working on. Went back to Netflix. The Lost Walking Dead. Skybound got that back, which is a bummer because I love the Walking Dead games they made. Obviously, that's the thing that made it, but also destroyed it at the same time, which is weird. But yeah, I'm hoping that maybe they said they're gonna start small and build back up over 6 months. So hopefully that's the thing that happens, and they don't kind of blow up too big like they did before. That kind of ruined the company. So
Yeah.
crossing fingers, Gables, that this isn't we're not being teased. So hope so, because this is my favorite developer company. So I'd great to come if they came back. And yeah, maybe we'll get some cool shit to begin with. Unfortunately, they also lost Tales of the Borderland, which was a highly underrated
Agreed.
Telltale game that nobody played that everybody should have played. Yeah. Oh, Gables, you played a handful of their games. Are you excited for them to come back?
honestly-
Do you look for anything?
Other than me playing through Tales of the Borderlands, I don't really have as much as like a like more or less an attachment to Telltale sort of like games and stuff like that. But at the same time, I'm glad that at least the identity of like the company itself is starting to get back a little bit. But it still needs to build up a little bit more and stuff. Obviously, selling off some bits of the IP stuff and like things are gonna help it make it a little bit bigger and stuff. But yeah, it's not gonna be like it once was, honestly, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, which might be a good thing because, like I said, Walking Dead, them going from a small studio to a big one almost overnight is what did that company in. So hopefully them starting small and growing organically will be a big thing, keep that company going for a long stretch of time. And hopefully they can bring back some of the people that made that company great, because I mean without that, I mean they're the heart, so they're the backbone, the heart of that company, and just to have the name alone, it's I don't know, it'd be like BioWare back when its heydays in the 2000s. Like they hired BioWare, died, and they brought it back. But we're making Mass Effect 4, but it's like we don't have any of the people that made that game, the first 3 Mass Effect games. It's like Mass Effect genre. It's like we don't have any of the people that made those games. you know. But hey, it's Mass Effect. You guys love Mass Effect, right? But you know, it's the same idea. So hopefully that they come back and they're great and they're make Telltale great again, guys. That's what I say. But yeah, I think Gables, that's gonna wrap up the show for the
yeah, we
week.
did.
We went really long. Holy shnikes. But hey, we've been gone for a few weeks, so we had a lot to talk about. But yeah, thanks again, guys, everybody listening. I was host. I was Tyler. Wait, there's a whole spew I missed there. We were gone for a while. I forgot about it. If you guys like us, check us out on Facebook. We have a Facebook page and group, Drunk Nerd Podcast. Like and join us on there. On Twitter at Drunk Nerds Pod. Follow us on there. On Twitch.tv/Colonel Gables. Follow him on there. On YouTube, Drunk Nerds. Subscribe to us on there. Give us a big thumbs up. Leave us a comment. Really appreciate if you did all that. iTunes Drunk Nerds Podcast. Subscribe. Leave us a 5-star review. Leave me a little comment. You go to all those places. You join us and like us on those places. More likely it is for more people to see us. We really appreciate if you did that.
And I have
Once again,
Colonel
I'm
Gables.
Tyler.
So until next week, everyone. Dorothy Mantooth was a saint.
She was indeed a saint. She was a saint.
Yeah.
And
Too
Gables,
sweet, man.
too sweet.
See ya.
Bye, guys.